Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Happy Wednesday. And welcome back to the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel. We are going old school today, and honestly, didn't know if it was even gonna happen today. It has been a day here at the Makers Gonna Learn, with the Makers Gonna Learn family, I guess you could say. It has been wild. Alicia is out today with sweet baby Georgia. She had an appointment, and I just got back from the orthopedic doctor because Asher decided to fracture his arm last night at the basketball game. So, did not know if I was gonna make it, but we were on standby. Thankfully, we have an amazing orthopedic walk-in very close to us, so we were able to get in, get out, get him situated, and back to school in a brace. Thankfully, we didn't have to go with a cast, so praise for that. He decided that he would listen to mom and dad, and he would wear his brace all the time. So that's where we're at. But you know what? We are gonna learn an amazing new skill today, and we're gonna be making our very own notepads that you all can make from home. I mean, these are so nice, y'all. I am very, very impressed. Like, let's just go overhead. I wanna show you guys how, like, look at this. How professional these look. They look like you bought them from a store.
Oh, for sure. And the way it peels off too,
I mean,
exactly like a store-bought one.
Are y'all ready? Like, let's just peel these. Ah! It peels so nice. Now, I did notice that on the, like the title says a sticky note, they're not gonna be sticky. It's more like a notepad. Like, this is a tearaway notepad that we're doing. So this is what we are gonna be making today. Supplies are very, very minimal. Now, the cool thing about this is these are already, we have files. We actually have 3 or 4 different files that you can just automatically download from our website, pop them into Design Space, size them the way that you want to, and print and go. However, these are something like you can customize these to make them your own. So if you wanted to put like notes, or if you wanted to even like put in little, what am I trying to say, like doodles down here to make it your own, or like put your name down here, or from the desk of yada yada yada, you can do that. And you can really customize and make these make them your own. So we're gonna teach you guys how to do that today. Like I said, the supplies are very, very minimal for this. We're gonna be starting off with, I'm gonna be using, this is the brand that we have here in the office, the Astro Brights. I actually just bought this personally from Walmart, so you all can buy these. We are using this is a 65-pound cardstock. You don't have to use a cardstock if you don't want to. I just feel like a cardstock this 65-pound is a really good, it's substantial. It's not super light, but it's also flexible enough. Like, I don't feel like, you know, I like this 65-pound cardstock for this project. Next up, and this is gonna be optional. You guys don't have to do this, but we are gonna be using the thin craft board. This is the Cricut thin craft board. Pretty much what this is it's just a very thick cardstock. In this brown craft color, and that just kind of gives it that backing, and I think that's what takes it to the next level for this.
Oh, for sure.
Because before, without that, it just kind of looked unfinished, but with this brown on the back, it's what makes it truly look like, I mean, store-bought. Yes, this would be a great grocery checklist. There's so many things you can do with this. You could even make a chores checklist for your kids.
That would be a good idea.
Like either a daily chores checklist, or, I don't know about you guys, but we'll go back to one for a second. But growing up, we had in my house what we called Saturday cleaning. And I feel like this sounds, when I tell people we had this, some people are like, yeah, we did too. Some people are like, no, we didn't do that. But my mom, we always had Saturday cleaning. So we would keep the house clean throughout the week. But then on Saturday, we would do more of like a deep clean. And us girls, because I'm the oldest of 3, we had to participate, and we all had things that we had to do. So that meant our deep clean Saturday cleaning was we would scrub the bathrooms, the showers, the bathtubs. We would sweep, or we would vacuum, mop, all of that stuff, dust, you know, like a normal deep clean, but we compiled it all on Saturday, and we would do it before, our goal would be to have it done before like 1 o'clock, noon, 1 o'clock, and then we could go do whatever in the afternoon Saturday. So, and we still do that to this day. So I think this would be like a great Saturday cleaning or deep cleaning checklist. So many things that you can do with this. So I love this project, but we'll go back overhead and continue with the materials that we need. So we've talked about the cardstock, we've talked about the craft board. You are going to need light grip mats. This is just to cut your notepads out. Now I am gonna have 2 because I'm gonna have one going, and while one's cutting, I'm gonna be loading the other one with the second, and then it's like gonna be rapid fire for this, okay? Daphne asked, what weight is the craft board cardstock? This is about a kind of like 110-pound weight cardstock. So if you don't have this, you don't have to buy the actual Cricut craft board. You can buy a heavyweight cardstock in whatever color you want. So this is about 110 pounds if I had to guess. And the star of the show for today's project is going to be Maker's Magic. This is what is literally the glue that holds it all together. This is the star of the show. This is the secret sauce. This is what you're gonna have to keep your notepad together. So this is the sauce. This is the secret sauce here. So we do have Maker's Magic, and then of course we have a paintbrush to put it on with. The other thing that we have are these little binder clips. Now you don't have to be bougie and have cute ones. These come out of Sadie's desk. Y'all know Sadie's bougie. And I went and I asked her, I said, do we have like those black binder clips? She's like, I don't think we have any black ones, but I have these. And I was like, of course you would. That would be great. Susan even said a recycled cereal box. You could do that and use the inside of it, like use a recycled cereal box for this. That would work for the backing as well. So literally right here, those are our materials for our notepad. Super simple, right?
So easy.
I mean, if there was one thing that you may not have, I'm not gonna say probably don't, but if there is one thing that you all didn't have, it would probably be the Maker's Magic. This you are going to find on Amazon. It is linked down below. You can purchase it on Amazon. You can go to their website and purchase as well. Either place, this is going to be the best stuff. Now, we did just have a friend ask, is there a substitute for Maker's Magic? I can't get it here. I have noticed that I know that Maker's Magic does not, or they currently are not shipping internationally yet. If you can't get it internationally, one substitute may possibly be Mod Podge if you can't get it, if you live outside of the States. But I've not used Mod Podge, but I have seen other people, so I don't know how well it would do, but I'm sure it is an alternative if you cannot get Maker's Magic. Now, if you can get Maker's Magic, y'all know that is currently our go-to, our favorite. We personally like it better than Mod Podge, but it is one of those things, if you can't get it, I do think an alternative would be Mod Podge, but my number one is going to be Maker's Magic. Now, if we have any friends with us that are visiting our YouTube channel and you've never heard of us, you don't know what we do, we are a membership site. We have a membership site, first of all, but we are Makers Gonna Learn. We are a community of crafters in the die cutting world. We teach you how to use your Cricut and really use it to its fullest advantage, and we have just started something new this week specifically, we used to do dollar deals. So we have decided to now change over to just a 7-day free trial of our website. You get unlimited access. You do get 20 download credits for this free trial. So you can try us out for 7 days for free. But when you do sign up for the free trial, you're going to be prompted to, it's going to ask you if after the 7 days you don't cancel, if you want to go monthly or if you want to go yearly. Y'all, I still highly suggest just go ahead and picking that yearly route, because if you do get after the 7-day free trial, you love us, you love the website, you love the cut files, the fonts, everything else we offer, yearly is going to be the best way to go, because you are going to get about 50% off of your membership if you go yearly, and it is going to pay for itself in the long run. I promise. It is 100% worth it. So that is, if you want to get these files, the notepad files, not have to create it yourself, you can sign up for free and let one of these notepads be one of your 20 downloads.
Yes.
So I love it. Now, with all of that being said, I say let's go ahead and jump into it, y'all. Today is going to be, it's so easy. Like, I think your mind is going to be blown at how easy this is. What's going to take the longest is cutting our files out. That's it. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop over to our share screen, and here we are going to show you what we have. Now, if you go to, let's just go to makersgonnalearn.com and I'll show you exactly how to get here. So whether you start out on this page or if you start out on our dashboard, we'll go to our dashboard. First of all, if you are new to our channel, this is what we call the dashboard. This is the hub of our website. I'm obsessed with it. You can go to your cut files, fonts, access to our Facebook group, our resource library, classes, courses, everything you can find within your dashboard. So we're going to start out on our dashboard, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to cut files. And yes, Karen, we are actually going to have our Cricut cut the pages out. So don't worry, we're not going to hand cut these. We're going to have our Cricut cut these out. So from your dashboard, first of all, look at these adorable new files.
So cute. Look at the
literally
record
can't.
ones. Oh my gosh.
First of all, I have not seen this new back to school one.
Oh my goodness.
I'm obsessed. Like, I want to do that. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to get distracted by all our files. So, what you're going to do is you are going to search notebook. And then from there, you're going to get to choose. Now, these are the ones that we have already pre-made for you. This is the one that I'm going to be using today, the notebook page 1. This one is also super, super cute. Like, look at that, guys. Is that not adorable? I love it. And then the other one is this one, which is also super cute. I think it's adorable. But there was just something about like a classic notebook page that I just really liked. So this is the one we're going to be using today. What you're going to do is you're going to click this arrow pointing down to download it. From there, you're going to double click it, make sure you unzip that. And then we are going to go back to Design Space. I'm going to cancel this. Yes, we're going to cancel the cut. Cancel. Y'all, I was getting ready. We'll hide this for right now. And then from there, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Upload. We're going to upload image. You all know me. I love going from my Finder. This is the notebook page 1. We're going to drag and drop back into Cricut. We want to upload this as a complex file. We're going to click Continue. And then we are going to apply and continue. Donna asks, is the pink background print or do you need pink paper? Donna, the pink background does print for you. You do not have to use pink paper. So just keep that in mind. You do not have to use pink paper. It does print pink. And then we are going to select the print and cut image and upload that. And then select it and add it to Canvas. And y'all, other than sizing, now you can see this boy comes in really big, really big. So all we have to do is resize, and that's pretty much it.
That's crazy.
It's that simple. We have made it that simple for you guys. If you want to make it simple, it can be simple. If you want to add other touches, you can do that as well. That is going to be completely up to you. So the size that we have is I'm pretty sure it's a 5x7, but let me double check. I'm wanting to say I did do a 5x, I did a 4x6-ish. Actually, let me unhide this. Let's go here. And I'm gonna select this one. Okay, so I have 5.5 by 4. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna hide this back again and then we'll pull this in. Hide, beautiful. Okay, so we are going to make sure this stays locked. We're gonna put our width in as 4, and that is going to be the size of our notebook. Did y'all see that? That's all I did. Let's go back. Select, making sure our little lock stays on because we want this to stay locked. And then we're going to the width, highlight all that, punch in the number 4, hit enter, boom. That's the size we need. Very complicated, right? I mean, I love it. Now, let's talk about if you want to customize some things that you can do. So we'll start out, maybe you have this as, maybe you might want to keep it as notes, or maybe you want to just add a checklist to this. So something you can do, this is optional. What you can do is we can go to our shapes in just a minute. Maybe it will pull up. So Joanne said, how much does it cost for a yearly membership? If you sign up for our 7-day free trial and you choose the yearly membership route, I'm pretty sure with the discount that you're going to be saving, I'm pretty sure it brings it to $197 for the year, which is a steal, an absolute steal. Okay, shapes, I'm going to choose a square. I'm going to size this square down, and you can size it to however big or however small you want. And then from there, I'm going to change it from a basic cut to a pin, and that's going to leave an open checkbox kind of thing. So after that, what you can do is duplicate it and then just add in your check boxes there. And I'll show you how we can, and we're just going to keep duplicating. And what we can do, let me zoom in a little bit more because it's like not wanting to. So we're going to keep duplicating, adding our check boxes. And then what you can do is select all of your check boxes, and we'll go to align, and we're going to align them to the left. And so now they're in a very neat row. Okay? So after you've done that, and this is if you want to make a checklist, you can come in with a text. This is obviously going to come in. We'll zoom back out. We'll go to our fonts. Now, this is where you can choose what kind of font that you want. You can choose a sketch font. It really doesn't matter. I really like this typewriter font. Let's do that. I think this one's cute. So if you wanted to do like, let's do a chores checklist. So we'll do sweep. We're gonna size that down. and you can make it as large or as small, or if you want to leave it open and just write in your whatever you want as like a list, you can do that. But you can do sweep, and then we'll duplicate it again, and we'll do mop on this one. Bring it here, duplicate again. We'll do this one dust. But you all are getting the picture, right? Like you're getting where it's going. So, and then what I would do is I would have like my general chores. If you wanted to make a chores checklist, I would have my general chores here. And then I would leave a couple extra blank. That way I can add in my extra chores, because I don't know about you guys, but I have my general chores that I do. So that's just like general cleaning, clean the bathrooms, sweep, mop, dust, clean the doors, mirrors, you know, basic things like that. But we also like to add in extra chores each week, so that it's not chores you have to do every single week, but like clean the baseboards, or clean out something, like clean out the closet. You know, there's just little things that we like to do and add in at our house. So that would be a good thing, is have your general chores already done, and then leave some room for extra. But after you have done that and customized, made it however you want, what you can do is select everything and flatten it together. And that's it, guys.
Wow.
That's it.
That was so easy.
So easy. So if you wanted to make a grocery list, you could, what you can do for a grocery list, you can have like your general milk, bread, eggs, butter, you know, your general things. And then the last few places are check boxes. You can come in and leave them blank, so you can write in specific things that you need that week, like for certain recipes that you might be creating. So anyway, that is just what you are gonna do if you want to customize it, okay? From there, what I have found works best, especially for this size. Now for this size, I can only fit 2 of them on a page. So, but what happens is, let's say I duplicated this, we have 4 different things, and I go to make it, what it's gonna do is it's gonna put one of these pages on an individual page. Y'all, there's, you know, I love to save space, and I'm gonna try every chance I get. So what I found was, if I turn it sideways, that I can fit 2 on there. But nobody wants to go in there and have to manually move that, go to this mat, move it to mat number 1, whatever. So what you can do is, we're gonna go to cancel, and I'm actually gonna delete these out. We're gonna start back from the beginning. What I have found works the best is, we are going to rotate this 90 degrees, okay? Rotate it 90 degrees. Then we're gonna duplicate it, pull it down, giving some room in between there, okay? And I'll zoom out so you guys can see it. So we have rotated it 90 degrees, pulled it down. Now what we're gonna do is select both of these and attach them together.
Okay.
That's it. Now what happens is, let's say I duplicate this 3 times or whatever, and we go to make it. Now you can see I have 2 pages on there, and it works perfectly. Like, I don't have to go and manually move everything.
That is
So-
a crazy hack.
Right.
That is so good.
So that is why it is very important, especially for this project, to just go ahead and duplicate. I would rotate it 90 degrees, duplicate it, and then attach it together. That way you don't have to manually move everything around. Is this making, are we good? Is everybody on the same page? So I love it. Now, I'm gonna delete all of these because I have already printed quite a few pages. You all can see here, this is another thing that's gonna take a little bit of time is printing all of your pages. So I have already printed quite a few of these. So I deleted those. I'm gonna bring back, and we'll go back to our share screen. I'm gonna bring back my original ones that I had. Can you change the matte color? Sure, I'll change it if you need me to. If that makes it better for you to see. Is that easier? So, now I've just brought these back in. What I'm gonna do, once you've customized, rotated, and attached, what we are then going to do is we're gonna go to Make It. Okay? Now, from there, you just have, honestly guys, you don't have to duplicate it on your mat however many times. All you have to do is do it once, and I'm gonna show you how I printed so many things. Now, it doesn't make sense, but just bear with me. So we have our one mat here. We've just got the one with the 2 on top, okay? You can change the notes. You would just have to cover that word up. You can't, because this is a PNG, you cannot, and let's just go ahead and talk about it. Let's go back. And I'll go ahead and just tell you guys how to change it real quick. Let me hide this because I don't want to change, I don't want to move those around because I already have those printed. I'll bring this one back in. We're going to add it to Canvas. Sizing it, it's unlocked. I'm going to make sure I lock this. Sizing it back down to 4, okay? I'll zoom in and show you guys how you can change the word notes. This is what I would do, because you don't want to come in here and slice this out, this word. What I would do is I would grab a shape, a basic shape. We'll just grab this rectangle here. I would size it down like so. Now I know, just bear with me. If you wanted to make it the same color, there is a little bit like, see how it's a little off? There's a way you can do this by finding this hex code. Let me show you how. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to our Google Chrome because I do have a hex code edition. It's called a Colorpic eyedropper here. So what I'm gonna do, I have this Chrome add-on, okay? And if I have to, I will show you guys how to find the add-ons, but I'm going to grab this hex code. Oh, am I gonna be able to do it on?
You can always do it on the cut file on the website.
Oh yeah, I can do it on the cut file on the website. Beautiful. Okay, so here is your hex code. What we're gonna do is copy it. We're gonna go back to Design Space. With this selected, I'm gonna go to Advanced, and I'm gonna add in that hex code. And it still looks different, but let me see once I flatten it if it's the same. I feel like it's pretty close.
It's really close.
So what you would do is just take a shape, cover up the word notes, and there is not an SVG of this to further customize. So sorry, these are just PNG files. It's not an SVG file, but you would just cover that up and then flatten it together so now you do not see the word. And then what you can do is come in with a text, whatever font you want. We'll just keep this, and you can add groceries. Size it down. It's gonna be here, select it all, flatten it together. So, I mean, there are ways around these. If you don't want it to say notes, there are ways around it. So, just that is exactly how I would customize it, what I would do to customize. So this is how I do it. Now, Susan asked for 8.5 by 11. Could you fit 4 if they were 4 by 5? So I don't think you can because it's not, you can't exactly, just because it's 8.5 by 11, Cricut does not allow you to go all the way to the edges. Does that make sense? So their bounding box, you have more room than you used to with the bounding box with Print and Cut, but you still do not have like completely to the edges if you want your Cricut to cut it. Now, if you want to download these, it's also one of those things, you can still customize it on Canva, but it's going to be different. But if you want to hand cut them and get more on one page, you could print it from Canva, but today we are just getting them, we're just doing them in Cricut. So this is what we're doing. We're getting 2 out of 1 page. How do you find that color grabber? I knew we would get this question, so let's just go ahead and I'll teach you how to do that as well, because it really is an amazing tool to use. I'm so picky with my colors. Like even looking at this screen, like I can see the difference in those 2 yellows personally. Not everybody's going to be able to see that. So I'm really picky about my colors. But what we're going to do is I'll show you how to grab that using hex codes. Is very important. So I would suggest using Google Chrome. Now from there, what you are going to do is we are going to we'll do this. So we're here. I'm pretty sure we can just type in Chrome hex code extension. Chrome hex color extension. Here you can see it's the Google one, hex color picker. You're going to select that, add it to Chrome, add your extension, there it is, and then what you would do, extensions, color pick, I think the one we just did was the hex color picker. You can pin it to your extensions up here, and then from there we can go back, which I don't want to, I want to click off of this. Ooh. Let's do, I want to select it, exit off, there we go, beautiful. So we've selected this, and then what you would do is just come up here, whether you're using color picker or like this one is the eyedropper, we're going to, I like the color picker already. I'll just be real honest, this was a new one. Oh, there it is. And then you would select this, same thing, okay? Is this, are we good? Are we good?
I think so.
Okay, beautiful. Yes, everyone's been saying, use this, use that. Absolutely, you don't have to use 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. This is just what we did. If your printer prints on 12 by 12, you can do that as well and fit more on it. We're just doing 8.5 by 11. I have found that 2 of them fit best. If you're doing a 4 by, it's actually a 4 by 5.5-ish notepad. So 2 fit best on 8.5 by 11. It just made it easy. It's not super expensive. Cardstock is not super expensive. So that's what we're doing today. So we're gonna go back to Design Space. I'm gonna delete this one out. Delete. Bring this guy back in. We'll zoom out. Remember, we were at the Make It stage. We're gonna go to Continue. Now, here is where it took me a minute to do this step, and I wish there was a simpler way to do this, because if there is, I personally I couldn't figure it out. I just wanted one mat because I'm just going to be sending that same mat. I'm printing the same thing over and over, cutting the same thing. It's like an assembly line. So what I did is I would hit Send to Printer, select your printer, use System Dialog. For this one, you can tell there is a difference between this white and the white on our notebook. So I did want to keep bleed on. Okay, always keep bleed on with this one. Select our printers. And actually what I did was I think it's when you use System Dialog, it doesn't let you do multiple copies at a time. But you always want to use System Dialog because we want to make sure we turn on best quality print. So this is where it's one of those things you're going to have to go back and send a printer, send a printer, send a printer, however many times, because we go to print, we pull this down, Dialog pops up here, and it did not let me, see, it doesn't let me choose how many copies I want. Pages per sheet, border, two-sided, that's layout, paper handling, automatic. Can't choose how many there, watermark, we don't want a watermark, and this is just telling me the supply levels. So what I had to do, and what you all may have to do as well, is where I like feeding from rear tray, best quality print. While that's printing and I've got this pulled down, what I do is I go back here to printed, send to printer, use System Dialog, print. It'll pop up here, feed from rear tray, best print. So now I know I've got 2 in the queue ready to print, and how you can check is if you go to your printer, you can see how many you have in the queue here. And then I'm gonna go back to Cricut, go back to printed, send to printer. And I know, guys, this seems very monotonous. Trust me, I know I didn't necessarily want to keep doing this either, but this is the only way I found that I could do it and not like go cut it, then go to the printer and do it back and forth, okay? So people are saying, can you do it from the make screen? No, you can't. Not that I know of. And like I said, if you do copies here, but you turn on System Dialog, you can't control your copies. Like, it just grays them out. If you can do, I did update project copies. This is just what it's doing for me. If you can do it on your Cricut, more power to you.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. I just was not able to, and this is what I'm just trying to teach you what I did.
Just in case yours doesn't do that.
Now, someone said duplicate it several times. You can do that as well, but you have to go to each individual mat and like print. So I just found it best just to keep going back and printing and sending it to project copies. Once again, ow, I hit print. We'll just do it again, it's fine. Rear tray, best, print. So from the make screen, we'll go back and we'll cancel. Yes, because I'll be able to print. Project copies. Once again, all that project copies is going to do is give you different mats. Okay, so watch. It's just going to give you different mats. I don't necessarily want all these different mats. I just want one mat because we're just doing the one thing multiple times. Okay? So you can do that if you want to, but it's not necessary. So now I'm going to hit I've already printed. I'm going to grab the other ones that I just printed, and I will be right back. I actually ran out of paper, so we're just going to do, we got the one. And you know what I just now realized? I'm pretty sure this bad boy needs calibrating.
Oh, no.
Y'all want to learn how to calibrate real quick?
I think we should. Everyone needs to know how to calibrate their machine.
I mean, yeah. I think because we have moved this thing around so many times here in the last little bit, and I'm pretty sure it needs, I think it needs calibration, because if not, I'm pretty sure it's going to cut off. So before we start cutting, we are going to learn how to calibrate real quick, okay? So we're going to hit cancel. Yes, I'm going to cancel the cut. With this specific project, with these being attached, it's okay for you to cancel the cut and come back to it, because if you keep it exactly where it is and you don't move it, it will still cut in the same area, so you're good to go. It's fine, don't worry. So we're gonna go to cancel. We're gonna learn how to calibrate our machine together. Now, Cricut has moved calibration, so it is a little harder to find. And I don't know if you all follow us on Instagram or TikTok, but I did a reel a couple weeks ago because I'm telling you all, I spent 30 minutes or more trying to figure out where to find calibration, and it irritated me so bad. I could not find it. Actually, before we go there, I'm gonna run out here and put no, there should be paper in the main tray, shouldn't there? Mm-hmm. Okay, don't have to do that. So what you need to do is up here where your account info is with the drop down menu, what we're gonna do, Lorraine, I've already saved it, we're good, we don't have to. But I'll save it anyway, just in case. We're gonna hit save. There we go, okay. So what we're gonna do with the drop down menu, you're going to come to your settings. So in your settings, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your machines. This makes no sense to me why you have to go to machines, but you have to go to machines. And then you have to go down here, you can see machine calibration. Now you have to select the device that you are going to be calibrating. Today we're going to be using an Explorer 3. So we're going to select Explorer 3 to calibrate, and then we're going to click Start. Okay? We are with the Explorer. The only calibration you can do with the Explorer is print and cut. Now, if you have a Maker or a Maker 3, you are going to see a knife blade or print and cut. We're doing print and cut calibration for this. We're going to select print and cut. We're sending it to our Canon TS8100, and we're gonna click print. What that's gonna do is that is going to send it to our printer, the printer that you're gonna be using for print and cut. This is very, very important, okay? It's very important that you print your print and cut page from the printer that you plan on using for your Cricut. Does that make sense? We don't want to print it from a random printer that we don't want to use. We want to make sure we always print the calibration page from the printer we plan on using for our print and cut projects. Okay? So I'm going to go grab this really quick. Up.
Stacy has a really good question. She asks, how do you know if your machine needs calibrating? Your machine needs calibrated once you notice that it's kind of cutting off and it's not cutting where you want it to cut. That's a good time to calibrate your machine.
Yes. Yes, I would, once you start seeing that the cuts are a little off, calibrate. One of the things is with us here at the studio, we will move, depending on what projects we make, we may have to move our machine. If we're doing sublimation, we'll move the Cricut off the table, put the sublimation printer on. If we're doing something that requires the Maker, we'll pull the machine off and put the Maker on there. So moving your machine may cause you to need to calibrate. When you notice that the cuts are off, you may need to calibrate. Really and truly, it's not a bad idea to calibrate, you know, once every month or so, just to make sure it stays right on the right track. So I would just, it's one of those things like just pay attention to your machine and you'll know when to calibrate. Okay, I think it's printed now. Beautiful. Okay, we will go overhead. This is what the calibration page is going to look like. It's a few boxes with lines and numbers and then lines and letters. So once it has printed, we'll go back to our share screen. We're going to click continue. What you're going to do is you're going to place the sheet in the top left corner of your mat. So I'm going to grab this mat here, and you're going to place the page with the numbers on the top letters on the side in the top left corner of your mat. We're just going to stick it down really good, okay? Beautiful. From there, we're going to click continue. We are doing it on the Explorer 3. We are connected via cord USB. We are not connected Bluetooth, but you can still do this if you are connected Bluetooth, okay? So you are doing this with your fine point blade, and what we're going to do is we're now going to load our mat into our machine. Susan asked, is there a way to clean your machine? Like for printers, you send a cleaning page to clean print heads. There's really not a reason to have to clean your Cricut that I know of. Okay. So now we're going to press play. And Deborah said that I don't think I've calibrated since I've had my machine, and you've had it for 3 years. I mean, if your machine is still cutting correctly, you may not have to calibrate. Honestly, you may not have to. That is just going to be something that you just need to pay attention to. But I just know that this machine, the last couple times we've done print and cut, it has not been very good. Not been very good. So what it's doing now is it's registering everything, and it's cut the box on the inside. It's a little off. I mean, it cut on the black line. You do not unload your machine at this point, okay? Do not unload your machine. You just want to see if it has cut on the line. Now, if it is on, which I wish you guys could see, if it's on the black, then, but it's still a little off, you do not need to do basic calibration. That is the point when you need to do fine calibration. If it's completely off the black square, then you need to do a basic calibration, and then you'll go back and do a fine calibration. This one is pretty much on the black center square, but still not perfect. So we're gonna go back to our share screen, and this is exactly what it's showing you. So if it is off like this one on the right, that means you need to do a basic calibration, okay? If it is on the black line, but it's still a little bit off, then you need to do a fine calibration, which is where we are at. So we want to select yes. We want to do a fine calibration because this is the one that we are getting right now. And then from there, we're going to click continue. Now what it's going to do is it's going to cut every single line across the top and every single line down the side, and then we choose which lines cut the closest. Yes, you can take the box out to see it better if you want to. You can just grab a weeding tool and kind of weed it out. That's going to be your personal preference. But correct, calibrating is only needed for print and cut, not for cutting vinyl. Absolutely. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and let me come to this side. We are going to look at these lines that cut across and down, and we're going to choose which one cut, directly down the middle. So currently we're looking at number 10 and letter N. Number 10, letter N. So we're going to come back over here to our share screen. Top line is going to be, we're going to select number 10. Right line, letter N. Then we're going to click continue. And now it's going to cut the other square on our calibration sheet. And this is what Ty was saying by taking it out to check. So what you can do is if you want to grab a weeding tool, you can take it out, and we'll even go overhead and I'll show you both of these. Give me just a second. So overhead, you can see this was the first cut. Do y'all see how we have a thicker black line at the top? Like, it wasn't terrible. It would have been fine had we sent our notebook pages through, but then we look at this one and we see how it's an even black line all the way across. That's what a fine calibration does. Okay? So do y'all see the difference? Can they see the difference in those?
I think so, yeah.
So that's what a fine calibration does and why it is important if you want to get very precise cuts. Okay? So that's how you do that. Then we'll go back to our share screen and then it will ask you, are you satisfied with the cut? You can either select yes or no. We're going to select yes because I think that is great, and we're going to click continue, and now you are done with calibration and you can unload your mat. Pretty simple, huh? I think the hardest part with calibration currently has been just finding where it's at, really and truly. So we're gonna go back to Make It. Since we have calibrated our machine, I've already printed. Now, back overhead, we have loaded the first sheet onto our first mat. I am cutting this on the medium cardstock setting. From there, what we're doing is it's a rinse and repeat process, putting this mat in our Cricut, sending it through, and while that's cutting, we are going to load our next page on a second mat here, so that when that one's done, all we have to do is switch them out. And this is going to be a great time for us to do an open Q&A if you all have any questions, because it's going to take a few minutes for our machine to cut all of these pages for our notepad. So we will do an open Q&A for you guys. Zakia said I'm doing my own design right now. I love that. If I was doing this for myself, I would for sure do my own design. Like, I would probably I think we have an actual like notebook page file on our website. I would take it, shrink it down to the size I want it, and then I would add in my own little cut files, put my name on it, like from the desk of Lauren, from Lauren's desk, and then I would flatten it all together. That's for sure what I would do.
I saw someone say that they could put a business logo on it.
Yes.
That would be so awesome.
A business logo would be great. Phenomenal. So once again, we're just gonna keep doing this. Okay? Motivation at the corner. I love that. I love that. What about the printing if you have 3 printers, 2 for sublimation and 1 for stickers? I wouldn't calibrate my machine for sublimation stuff because you don't even have to use your Cricut really to cut out sublimation stuff unless you're wanting to cut it out, like if you're pressing onto sublimatable HTV. But we don't calibrate our sublimation printers at all. No. I think by the end of this we will have, I don't know, you can do as many pages as you want. I think we have 10 pages or so, which would be like 20 sheets on our notepad. But it's going to be up to you guys, however many you all want to do. So here, unloading, loading this one back in. This is why I like using 2 mats. Because I can then, like, they just keep going. It kind of takes up my time while it's cutting. So I'm just going to unload this one. Press play. Throw that one away. We've got these cut over here. Lay them there. Boop. And then just keep adding these. I use 2 mats. Michelle says I use 2 mats also. honestly, like if I'm doing, there was one day I had to do stickers for one of my friends. I was using 2 Cricuts and like 2 or 3 mats at the same time, like back and forth, rapid fire, getting as many done as I can. I'm a very big advocate for using 2 mats and like loading on one while this one's cutting and then switching out. Yes. Yes, absolutely. You could cut a magnet and put a magnet on the back. That would be great to have, so you could put it on your fridge. That's a great idea. There's so many possibilities with this project. So many possibilities. See, did we have any, oh, I didn't, oop. So we've cut 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I have 10 pages with 2 on each, so that would be 20 pages for this notepad. Did we have any questions that I missed, Sadie?
Someone's asking, can you cut on 2 different Cricuts from the same design space window?
So not from the same window. However, if you attach, let's just say we attached these and we kept it on there and we open up the same project in a different window for a different Cricut, then you can print these all and then have 2 Cricuts going at the same time from 2 different windows. It is possible to do that. Medium cardstock. We've loaded. How, I was concerned with the idea of putting wheels on the bottom. So putting wheels on the bottom of your Cricut is not going to mess up calibration as much. We used to have a Cricut that had wheels on it. So the reason that we had to calibrate this is because we pick this machine up and like sit it on the ground, and then we'll pick it back up and set it here, and then it will be back and forth from the table to the ground. And it doesn't always have to be calibrated every time we move it. It was just, I could tell it was off, so that's why I calibrated. Moving it doesn't always throw it off, but if it's jarred an extensive amount of time, then yes, it might throw it off. So just be aware of your Cricut, and when you see it cutting off, or when you see it's cutting not correctly, then I would just do your calibration. So like I said, yes, this one is, this is what the most time consuming part of this project is, just getting all of these cut out. Really and truly, you could, if you have like one of those big paper trimmers, you could do that and like trim 2 or 3 of these at a time. But we just wanted to use our Cricut so that, but it's up to you guys, however you want to do it. How do you get it to keep cutting without well, I am pushing buttons. There's not a way to keep it cutting without pushing buttons. Okay. 100+ paper light boxes. Yeah, it can get crazy when you have 2 machines going and 2 mats and everything else. It can be very exhausting, but it's one of those things like, if you want to be a master of your time and get as most out of your time as you can, that's just what you do. It's just what you do. Now, once again, if this is something that you wanted to create, let's see. From Sherry, I'm not sure what your question is. No, from design. I'm not sure what your question is, Sherry. How to keep cutting without keeping from pushing buttons from Design Space, I'm assuming.
Yeah, she's still choosing the cut settings.
Yeah, you still have to choose the cut settings because a lot of times we will find ourselves cutting the same thing but maybe with a different material sometimes. But you still have to keep choosing like the medium cardstock each time. Yeah, you can't avoid not pressing, like not choosing medium cardstock each time. You're still going to keep choosing medium cardstock. But what I was saying, if we have any friends here that if you want to recreate this and you want the download of our notebook page, you can try us out free for 7 days. We are doing free trial of our website now, free for 7 days, and then after the 7 days, if you do not cancel, then you will either become a monthly or a yearly member. One cool thing about the free trial is it's kind of taken over what our dollar deal used to be. So now you don't even have to pay $1. We are just doing free trial. You get unlimited access to our website, 20 downloads for free. That's either
crazy.
It's crazy. Like it used to be 5 cents a download. Now it's no cents a download. It's free 99 a download, and you could do 20 fonts if you wanted to. So just keep that in mind. If you do get in there with the free trial and you decide that you love Maker's Gonna Learn, which I think you will, and you want to stay a member, my suggestion is just to go ahead and go with yearly because you're gonna save 50% of your membership if you just go ahead and go yearly and decide to craft with us for a year. It's really going to be worth your time, I promise. With the new cut files, y'all, our goal is to really nourish membership this year. And one of those ways that we plan on nourishing membership is we have thousands of cut files, first of all, of good cut files. I love our cut files. But mine and Alicia's goal, and Courtney's, and Mary Catherine, actually our whole team's goals was to really focus. Last year we focused on the quantity of our cut files. This year we want to switch and focus on the quality of our cut files. So we're really, really excited about that.
It's going to be so good.
We're down to our last 2 pages, guys. There is a button that you can click to remember my material setting. I know that there is, I just don't. I'll have to look at it. We'll figure that out in a little bit. So other than this one, this is our last one, and this is where the magic is gonna happen, literally. Literally. The magic is about to happen. So we're gonna grab, after that cuts, we're gonna get our Maker's Magic, our paintbrush, and our little binder clips ready. And then we will put this all together. How many friends do we have with us, Sadie?
We have almost 300.
Okay, okay.
That's so cool.
So I'm trying to see where, I don't understand, like I know people are saying there's a remember my cut settings.
I feel like I've seen it before.
I've seen it before and I just took medium cardstock off our favorites. We're favoriting that back. But it's not there anymore. Do you see it? I don't see it.
I don't see it anymore.
I don't either.
Huh. I feel like it used to be like a little check box.
It did used to be a little check box, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I don't know if like when Cricut updated, if that happened. I'm not sure, but I was trying to see it. Oh, Karen says you have to have more than one mat.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, last one is cutting. Oh, snap. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to add our little thing for our craft board for the back.
The backer.
Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and add this to here, and then we'll go back and I'll show you guys what to do for our backer real quick. I got sidetracked with customizing our file. Yeah. It says it's under, we'll look. I just always click my materials because there's a lot of projects that I use different materials for things, so I've just always clicked the material that I need. Okay, so we're doing this. It's not, so Jessie said it's the box to click, remember the material said is under the pressure drop down menu. Okay, let's do something real quick. Let's do this. Let's be done. Now, this is what we are going to do. I'm going to detach this real quick. I'm not going to move this. I'm going to duplicate one of these. I'm going to pull it over. We're going to attach these back. And I'm going to change this. So I've duplicated this for a third time. I'm going to change it from a print and cut to a basic cut. Okay, and I'll change it to brown to show you guys. This is what we're going to cut as our backer. All I have done is duplicated our print and cut notebook page and changed it from print and cut to basic cut in our operations. So now we are going to have two mats. So now I want to go to make it, and I want to go and see if there is. Yes, okay, if you have two mats, it is remember my material settings. However, on our second mat, which why it defaults to 12 by 24 irritates me so much, which I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't have to change it, but I'm OCD and I feel like I have to. But anyway, so if you have more than one mat, then yes, you can remember material settings if you do it that way. But with this one, for our backer, we are changing it from medium cardstock to craft board. Okay? And we are just going to put this through, and we're going to cut our backer. And while our backer is being cut, we're going to put all of these together, and then the magic's going to happen. The maker's magic is going to happen.
The maker's magic.
Maker's magic.
This is when it starts to come together. I'm so excited.
Yes, this is exciting. Press play. Do-do-do. Huh? Okay. After that's cut, we are going to unload. We're going to grab the backer here. I'm going to add it to the back. Now, this is where I like to line things up, especially on the top, and we're going to go to one side. So we're going to make sure the top is even and one side, just like that. Now we're going to grab our binder clips here, and you're going to clip as close to the top as you can, and without letting that go, I'm going to clip this other side here. So our binder clips are holding the pressure together for our notebook, and that's why it's very important to have those to hold this pressure together. Once we have clipped our binder or clipped our notepad with our binder clips, we're going to grab our Maker's Magic. Oh no. There we go. Whew. Didn't think I was going to get it open there for a minute. And what you're going to do is we are dipping our brush in here, and we are just adding, we're going to add a couple layers of Maker's Magic to the top. And y'all, that's it. It's that simple.
It's so easy.
It is so stinking easy.
For each layer, do you have to do it thin layers or are you doing thick layers?
I would not do super thin, but not super thick. I would do about a medium. I don't know how to explain it. Like I can see it sitting on top a little bit, but you do want to make sure that it completely dries between each layer, okay? So we have added our first layer. I would let it dry. It doesn't have to be completely dry, like a complete cure of 24 hours or whatever, okay? Yes, you do want to do more than one layer. I think on this one, I'm wanting to say that I did 3, maybe 4 layers on this one. I would do 3 or 4. You can go ahead 3 or 4. But I will say this, the very last layer that I did pretty thick. So the first few layers you want to do thin so it dries pretty fast. Like this is already getting tacky right here. It's still a little wet. You can also use a heat gun to dry it a little faster, but then you're gonna come in and do a couple more layers. And this would be really good to like, you know, do a couple of these little notepads at a time so that you come in and add layers, go do something else, add some more. We're just adding 3 or 4 layers to the top of our notepad. Now, after you add all of your layers to your notepad, you're gonna wanna let this sit for 24 hours or more, okay? I say 24 hours. We let these sit overnight and they were fine. I let that one sit overnight. So you're gonna leave the binder clips on while it dries and let it dry. And then what you're gonna do is, once you're done, you can take the binder clip off and then you have your notepad.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So 3 to 4 layers. I did the last layer. I let the first 3 layers dry pretty good for a couple hours, and then the 4th layer I did pretty thick on mine. Karen is saying you can use rubber cement. That will work as well. We just love Maker's Magic. We've only ever done it with Maker's Magic, and we're obsessed with Maker's Magic, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So that's it. It's very simple. Like I said, the most time-consuming part of this project is printing and cutting all of those different pages on your Cricut. That's the most time-consuming portion of this project. This is so simple to make and so customizable. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I think it is
cute.
Great little gifts to make for so many people in your life. Yes. Teachers are the first ones that come to mind for me.
Oh yeah, they would love that.
They would love this. So this is one of my favorite things that I think I've done in a while. Oh, yeah. I did notice, so nice, I did some with hearts for Valentine's. That is a great one. Somebody said, is Maker's Magic water-based? Yes, it is water-based. So I'll just read you guys what it says on the bottle. It is an all-purpose waterproof sealer, craft glue, project finish, and decoupage medium. On the back, it has a 1-hour dry time and a 48-hour cure time. Now, if you all have used Mod Podge before, if you've ever turned it around on the back to look at the true cure time of Mod Podge, can you guess how long it is? 28 days.
Holy cow.
28 days for a true full cure. The cure time on this one is 48 hours. As a sealer, if you want to use it as a sealer, you apply a thin coat, let it dry, repeat 2 to 3 times. You can use it as a glue. Apply a thin layer to both sides and press it together, and it can be used as a glue. You can use it as a finish, a decoupage. To clean this up, do you want to know what you have to do? Soap and water. Clean it up with some soap and water. You can use it on wood, glass, paper, craftboard, ceramic, canvas, fabric, leather, vinyl, plastic, metal, stone, puzzles, cotton, and more.
And more.
And more. I mean,
it's called Maker's Magic for a reason.
No bubbles, no brush stroke, no tackiness, water-based, non-toxic. Food, it says it's food contact safe, solvent-free, dries clear, outdoor use okay, indoor use okay. It is tintable, and you can thin it down with water.
Crazy.
Insane. We did have someone ask if clothespins would work since they have, the only thing with this, I use binder clips because it's what I had. If you want to try clothespins, you can. You just have the pressure on top of this. It needs to stay really, really tight for the pressure to get it so that it doesn't seep down in between the layers of this, okay? So, does anyone have any other questions? Jess, has anyone used it for sublimation? We have tried using it for sublimation. Let me just say, we love Maker's Magic. I think maybe we're doing something wrong for sublimation. I don't know. We're still testing.
Master it.
We're still testing. We have not mastered it yet we've not mastered it to the point that we want to bring it to you all yet. We are still working. Okay? Do you suggest a specific maximum number of pages? That is a great question. Really and truly, the bigger the binder clip, the more pages you can have. As long as it has a very nice, secure squeeze on the top of that. If you wanted to do more pages than this, you can. I feel like this right here, we'll go overhead. I feel like the amount of pages, so this is 20. This one is 20. I feel like that's a pretty good for a desktop notepad.
Yeah.
If you want to do more, I think you could go up to 30. But I mean, you don't want it to be like super, super thick, in my opinion. I like notepads that are thinner myself.
Yes.
So, Sadie, where did you get those cute clips? Were they just in your desk?
They were already in my desk.
They were already in the desk.
They're from God. He blessed me with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I'm so glad that you all were here with us today. We learned so much. We learned how to customize these note pages. We learned how to make a notepad. We learned how to calibrate our machine.
Oh my goodness.
We learned a lot today. We learned a lot.
This video is rich. So good.
Very rich. But with all of that being said, we will be back with you guys next week. Next Monday, actually, we are making for MLK Day, we are making an amazing shirt. I'm so excited about this shirt. It is so cute. So we will be here with you guys on Monday. So make sure you are back here on our channel on Monday. We are going to be doing multicolor HTV on a shirt. It is so good. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week, an amazing weekend, and we will see you guys live here next week. Bye, guys. Bye.